Hey, what's up? It's Edward. Today we're talking about the subject of why people may not like you even before you start saying anything. Because, let's be honest, people don't like most people. Most people don't like 95, 99% of people, and there are various reasons for that. First of all, um, that most people don't have good social skills, so they don't know how to start the interaction unless we're living in countries of Latin America or African countries that have not yet been affected by the virus of logic that is coming from the developed countries, where people have lost touch with the core, with their nature, and are kind of imitating how we human beings, also known as animals, naturally operate and naturally exist. Um, and most people don't have good enough social skills, but at the same time, because in the developed countries, well, pretty much anywhere, but you can mostly see it in the developed countries where people have personal goals, where there is a sense of individualism and certain attempt to achieve a particular thing, where a person has a plan, a strategy, a goal, milestones to achieve. We, each of us, kind of become more and more and more disconnected from one another if we're not able to maintain our connection with our nature, with who we are at our core, when all of the bullshit such as titles and type of work that we do and positions and language and experience and education, etc., is taken away. So when you when you come to talk to another person, you need to have good social skills, which you have to consciously develop. So if you just go hang out with your friends every now and then, it doesn't mean you have good social skills. Most people, what they do is that they have friends they met when they were children, maybe in the university, maybe at work or something like that, and they just hang out with those people. Yeah, sometimes you can meet somebody at the hobby section that you do, like let's say you're playing football, or you are what's more popular these days is meeting someone online through video games that you play, or potentially some kind of a forum, or you're taking a course together or whatever. But for the most part, people just meet others in school, university, and work. And you don't need to have good enough social skills to start any kind of friendships or acquaintanceships in these environments, just because everything is set up for that. You don't People in those environments have their guard down, so pretty much they're gonna accept you whatever way you are, and are going to be spending time with you. And if you just, if you conform to normal way of behaving that is socially accepted and is considered right, then it wouldn't be a big issue to get to know and get friendships with some people from those circles. But again, the problem with that is that at work, school, university, you don't meet people who fit your future. You meet people who fit the present, meaning what you are doing right now. And in order to make each other in order for you to make each other you to like each other, a little bit confused. In order to make you to like them and them to like you, you have to be you don't have to do much, but to kind of find the areas of being yourself which are not suitable for that other person, and then another person and another person and another person, depending how many people you have in your uni or your school or your work. And you shave off everything that makes you kind of unique, but at the same time anything that can make you not be accepted by those people, and then you just become just a bland, nice, socially acceptable, politically correct, um, uh, checked all of the to-do list for the person that is, is not a problem to anyone, and nobody likes them but nobody hates them, and you kind of hanging out together. So if you do that, yes, you're gonna know some people, but they're gonna affect you. They're gonna change you by you having to shed off what makes you unique, and that's a terrible thing to happen. If you shed off everything that makes you unique, then nobody likes you. Like, these people are gonna accept you just because they've seen your face long enough, and they're like, yeah, whatever, he's like, that's the guy with the face. I know that face, and I know that face, and yeah, we kind of like, we have similar interests. We both eat pizza, for example. We both walk. We both have two legs, or something like that. And you're gonna have some sort of relationship or way of. You're gonna sometimes somehow spend time together, whether you like. You're not gonna super like it. You're not gonna be like ecstatic about that, but it's like, yeah, I mean, human beings are supposed to spend time with each other, right? So that's the face that I know. I feel comfortable, and I feel lazy to do anything else. So I'm just gonna spend time with that person, and you can totally do that. That's what pretty much, well, let's say 80% of people are doing, and I mean, they're not dying, right, from doing that. But here we are aiming at the superb life, at the fantastic experiences, at living your life in a way that feels superhuman, that transcends everything that seems to be normal. And for that reason, these kind of relationships are not enough for us. So what's very important to admit is that people that you probably know, people that you know, are probably not a good enough fit for you. And it's kind of a hard thing to do, because not only you're gonna find yourself pretty much lonely once you discover your true self, who you actually are deep at the core. Once you start spending more time in solitude, and you start spending less time with various people, both of whom you and them compromise on something that makes them spectacular, to be able to spend time with each other, to not feel miserable. So you're gonna find yourself lonely in some way, and at the same time you're gonna find that your social skills are probably not so good, because like the way you can gauge how good your social skills are is that you go and talk with people that you don't know and see how they react to you. So people's reaction and their willingness to interact with you signifies your the quality, the level, the proficiency, the expertise at social skills, which is an absolutely pivotal skill in life. It's like, it's the basic skill. Like, without that, if you go somewhere forward, you're gonna go like crazy, and if everybody around you is doing the same thing, you're gonna think that that's normal. But if you live in a average developed cool country, most European countries, States, Canada, Australia, etc., Singapore, whatever. If you live in one of those countries, and you go to, let's say, Latin America, or you go to Africa, where people have good social, fantastic, like not fantastic, they have normal social skills. They're natural. You're gonna find yourself kind of not being on a good enough level. So social skills. you the, the level and the expertise is determined by how people react to you, but if you're able to have a chat with a person that you don't know, if you're able to engage them, and if you're able to stay in the interaction, that they feel excited, they are investing, they're asking questions, they are contributing. So you say something, they bounce it back, and you bounce it forward. That's how interaction is happening. You say something that makes a person feel a particular emotion, and then based on that, it makes them want to say something back. So they take the energy that you've given to them, and they increase it by their own creativity, by their own emotion, by their own energy, and they give it back to you. So you get more than you give, and then you just have to bounce it back. But if at some point in the interaction one of the people does not harness, like steals the energy that another person is giving to them, by starting a conversation, let's say, or during the conversation saying something, if they just steal that energy, meaning that they receive it and they don't collect it and increase it, empower it, just to give it back to the person, the whole vibe dies. So these kind of people, these are the biggest downers, because well, it's no fun if you are harnessing the energy in a pure act of sharing the emotions, the feelings, trying to make another person life more interesting, have a positive emotional impact on them, and they just like, oh, thank you, and that's it. And then they kind of expect more. And this is what the culture of entertainment has led us to, that people expect others to make them feel good, but they don't give anything back, because oh, we're just gonna watch Netflix or YouTube and movies, and then you just sit there with the drooling and eating popcorn, fat, like on the bed, not moving, and there's a kind of pipe going to the toilet, so that you don't need to walk. Pretty much what you had in the movie, I think it was WALL-E, about the tiny robots, and how people were living on a spaceship, or maybe a planet. I think it was a spaceship, where people were fat, not taking care of themselves. Everything has been just given to them, so they have the food, they have the water, the toilet needs are taken care of, and they just watch some kind of bullshit thing. Kind of looks like metaverse, or those TV screens that you put on your nose and use. So we're not going to go too deep into the subject, but most people, the way they live their life is that they constantly try to escape living, by trying to escape their problems, because everybody has problems. But there are two types of people. First type of people, they try to face their problems and solve them, and they have fantastic life. So they have challenges and hardships, but these get rewarded by fantastic experiences, because all of the time that they have a hardship, they persevere, they go through it, they don't allow themselves to get distracted from that, to get stimulated by anything else. And then when they are ready to, when they're done with that kind of stuff, they can have the most fun. They have developed themselves as a person a certain way, so they have something to offer to people. They feel good because they achieved something. They have developed their personality a certain way because they were doing a particular thing and trying to get good at a particular thing. And then they bring that to people. That's the reason why, if you, let's say, go partying every day, you enjoy it less, and people that you are with are not going to be enjoying it as much as you, let's say, you go twice a week or once a week or like 3 times a week, whatever, so that you take enough time to be by yourself, to work, to kind of take care of your health, for your physique, etc, etc, etc. So most people live life of constantly trying to escape problems, and this includes escape the problems that they experience, with caffeine, with alcohol, cigarettes, and other drugs, or watching something, constantly scrolling the stuff, constantly meeting people. So they kind of shape themselves into nothingness, and they don't have the basic well, I shouldn't even call it skills, but like the basic things that makes us human, something that we are just gifted for by nature, by just the fact of growing up in a particular environment, which includes social skills. So you're born, you grow around people, you learn how to interact with them, you learn how to have fun. So and the whole process of escaping life includes meeting people, but because they are not willing to face the truth, they are terrible at social interactions, they are terrible at making other people like them, or rather they're terrible at making other people feel good, so they want to interact with them back. They just spend time with people whose face I have seen somewhere. I've seen his face somewhere, I've seen her face somewhere, so let's meet them. And then they just kind of hang out. This is where hanging out comes into place, because people who are magnificent, who are building their life by themselves, who accept that life is tough and complicated, and that you have to go through a lot of challenges, through a lot of hardship, through a lot of difficulties in order to survive and have fantastic experiences. They don't hang out. They have specific things that they do together, depending on their kind of the lifestyle, the gender, or like the gender role that you play, whether you play a masculine role or feminine role. And they do something together. So for masculine role, it's mostly just solving problems together, whether it's imitating whatever has been happening in the past. So it's hunting, fighting, surviving, challenging yourself physically, mentally, or it's like creating something together. So it's a, let's say, business partnership. So two people create something that somebody else needs, and they sell it and they make money off it, and then they're happy and they can do a lot of fun stuff, including hunting, fighting, and everything else that becomes their hobby. For women, it's a bit different. Women like to feminine people, let's call them that way. They like to being with one another, talking, and just having fun. Essentially, it doesn't matter where it's not about challenging for them, it's not about overcoming difficulties, but it's about, laughing and feeling good emotions, and just marveling and mesmerizing at different things, and being in new experiences, etc., etc. And people stay in the groups that they have known for a while, because they know their face, and they try to escape their reality of the fact that they have betrayed their nature of who they actually are. So if you want to find out how good your social skills are, go and meet people anywhere. If they like interacting with you, the more they like, the longer they stay, the more people respond well, the better the social skills are, because in the end you should be able to talk with pretty much anyone, and anyone would leave the interaction with you with a smile. That's how people live in the healthy countries like African and Latin American countries. And if you stay in this kind of environment where you decided to move forward in life, you decided not to be subject to kind of mainstream way of living, and decided to start actually working on yourself, feel free to shoot me a message. I would be curious to get to know more about your situation, potentially help you with certain issues that may arise with that, because it's very hard to take control of your life and start building the life that you want, which is not going to be just nice and pleasant, and it's kind of like, it's kind of so good, but it's going to be fantastic. It's going to feel groundbreaking to you. It's going to be exuberant. You're going to be losing your mind. If that's not happening with you, you're living the life of quiet desperation, and the one of the first things that you have to do is to get to know yourself, admit the problems, and start working on your social skills. So feel free to shoot me a message, and we're gonna continue in other videos in the future. Stay tuned, stay connected, share your thoughts in the comments if you don't need my help, and I'll see you in the next video. It's been Edward. Take care. Bye.